Do I have a fish on? I might have a fish on here, guys. There we go. Finally. Oh, there's a good fish, guys. Let's go. What is going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of All Mouth Bassing. It is a warm but windy day today, and I'm out at the Pueblo Reservoir, tucked away in a little cove here. My plan for the day is to basically just get on whatever bites if I can. I'm hoping for a multiple species bite, but I'll take whatever I can get. I'm probably gonna throw around like spoons and things like that, moving baits, maybe some jerk baits, whatever I think they might hit in the wind here, maybe some lipless cranks. I'm not really exactly sure yet, but plan on throwing mostly disruptive moving baits because of the windy conditions, and it is pretty late in the fall, so that's probably what they'll be after anyway. So that's basically the plan, and I think I'll also get a catfish setup or just a bait setup out there, hoping for cats, but could get something else because I'm gonna send some shrimp out. So that's pretty much what I got in mind. I'm gonna get after it and hopefully catch some fish today. First things first, gonna get this bait out there. I've got a chunk of shrimp on there with a live redworm tip. I'm gonna toss this out and hopefully we could get a catfish to eat today. That would be awesome. Now that I got that bait set up out there on the bottom, we've got a couple hours of daylight to kill here, and I decided to tie on a Blue Fox strobe spoon. This one is a chrome color with interesting kind of little texture on it. Should displace a little extra water with that texture, and this chrome color should imitate the shad in here pretty well. I'm gonna send this around and hopefully I could get a bass or a walleye or pretty much whatever to eat it. Well guys, it's a couple days later now, and unfortunately I didn't do so great the other day. I ended up only getting one bite with my first cast with the jerkbait, and that was the only bite I got. So I'm out here at a different spot at the Lake Pueblo State Park now. I'm out at Rock Canyon, and I'm gonna try fishing one of the small ponds out here. This pond has mostly bass, trout, bluegill, and catfish. So I'm gonna get a bait line out there on the bottom probably for some cats, and then I'll probably throw around mostly for trout because that's what there's a lot of in here. And I might throw around a little bit for bass, but I doubt they'll really be biting with how cold the water is. So we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get down to the water and get after it. Okay guys, I'm really hoping the catfish are moving today. I've got this piece of shrimp on here with redworm like I've been rigging up on the Carolina rig for cats. I'm gonna go ahead, toss this out here in this spot, and hopefully I get a bite or two. If not, I might end up moving it around. I'm not really sure yet, but we'll get this out there and then get after the trout. All right, now that I got that bait set up out there, I went ahead and rigged up a Guggen Squad micro banger, and I'm gonna whip this around and hopefully I could get on a trout or two with it. I unfortunately snapped off my micro banger on a snag, so I wasn't really having any luck with that anyway. It was probably about an hour I was throwing that around. I only had one short strike and a bunch of followers, but didn't really have much commitment, so I'm gonna go ahead and tie another trout bait on and try my luck with that. I got the trout setup re-rigged now. I went ahead and put on a Euro Tackle B Vibe. It's just a little micro swim bait, and I think the color is Pro Bluegill. It's a real nice color. There's a lot of bluegill in this little pond here, so could have some good luck with it. I know they were chasing the crankbait there, so they seemed interested in a moving bait. Maybe if I throw something a different color, they might take this. Well, I figured the B Vibe would get it done out here, but I just threw it around for a long time, and I actually saw less interest in this than I saw in the micro banger there, so I think I'm gonna try switching baits again. Well, I've got a little less than an hour of daylight left, and I'm getting a little bit desperate at this point, so I decided to rig up a live redworm. I just stuck with the same little chartreuse and black 16th ounce ball head jig I was already throwing with the B vibe, but like I said, got the redworm tipped on it now. I'm gonna toss this around and hopefully I have better luck with this. It's been a painfully slow day. I kind of came out here because I thought it'd be a little easy to get on some trout, but they're being stubborn. See if they'll take this live worm though. Usually it'll do the trick when nothing else will. Do I have a fish on? I might have a fish on here, guys. Oh yeah, there's a fish on there. It's a trout. That is not what I was after with the bait setup, but at least it's a little bit of action. Oh, choked it pretty good. Hopefully I could save this guy. I didn't really plan on keeping any today. I'll have to grab the pliers for this one. I think I managed to save this guy. It's not going to be in perfect condition, but pretty little fish. I got the hook out. I think I stressed it a little, but I'm pretty sure it'll swim off. Oh yeah, there it goes. I think it's going to be just fine. It didn't bleed at all. I got the hook out clean. It was pretty deep, but I pulled the pliers out and I managed to get it done, and I think we did a good job. I went ahead and put a new piece of shrimp on this Carolina rig. I don't think I'm gonna tip it with redworm this time because I'm mainly going for catfish with this bait setup. So we're gonna go with just the shrimp this time, send it out there, and hopefully a cat takes it this time. Pretty cool catching that trout with it, but that's not quite what I'm after with the bait. Now I've got my third worm so far rigged up on the jig. Let's toss this around. Hopefully I could actually get a hook up this time if I get another bite. There we go, finally. I actually pulled in a trout on the trout setup, and go figure, he's a deformed little guy. It's about how things are going lately, guys. Interesting little trout. Built a bit more like a bass, but let's get him back in the water. Cool. Thanks for biting, bud. I got lucky and that last trout didn't even steal my worm. Let's get it back out there. We don't really have a ton of daylight left, but hopefully we could get on one or two more before the end of the night. Looks like I've got something small on the bait setup again, guys. Look at that. It's got to be just something dinky. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully it stays on the hook. I'm imagining it's on there with how the rod's bouncing like it is. Yeah, it's actually got a little bit of size to it, whatever it is. I thought it was going to be a mega dink. It was barely even moving the rod tip. Actually, I think it's the best fish of the night. All right, got him. Well guys, it's the next day now, and I was planning on wrapping up the video after last night, but I had about a little less than an hour to kill after work tonight. So I decided to come down to a spillway spot on the Arkansas River, and I'm definitely gonna throw around for some trout because I've caught some real nice trout in this spot. I've never caught any catfish down here, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna throw a bait line out for them yet or not. I might, kind of depends on how things are looking down there, but that's the general plan. So I'm gonna get down to the water and see if we could catch a couple more. All right, guys, I'm out at the little spillway spot now. Don't mind all the noise or all the pollution. We're right next to the highway, so there's litter everywhere and there's all sorts of sounds from the vehicles going by. But I went ahead and I rigged up a little piece of shrimp on the Carolina rig catfish setup. I'm gonna get this out there just beyond the current. Hopefully a catfish is out there and wants it. And while we wait to see about that, I'm gonna go ahead and throw around for some trout. Well, I might have slightly miscalculated how much time I had left, guys, so I'll be happy if I could even catch one fish, but I went ahead and I rigged up a 16th ounce chartreuse ball head jig with a live worm trailer, a little red worm. I'm gonna go ahead, toss this around, and hopefully there's some hungry trout around. I've caught some real nice rainbows and browns in here, so never know. Well, the trout weren't showing a whole lot of interest in that jig, so I decided to switch out to a tiny little gold Castmaster, and I've got it tipped with a piece of red worm. I'm gonna get this out there and hopefully they're a little more interested in this. Oh, there's a good fish, guys. Let's go. Whew, might be a brown. I think that's a nice brown. I haven't caught a nice brown in a long time. Oh yeah, it is. I should have grabbed my net, but hell yes, guys. That's a beautiful brown trout. Well, all right, guys, that was freaking awesome. This beautiful brown trout came in right around 17 inches, so not quite a PB or anything, but still an absolutely beautiful fish. Came in just in time for me to wrap up this video with a tiny bit of daylight left, and I am so happy it bit. Let's get this thing swimming again, though. All right, say goodbye. What a beautiful fish. That was awesome. Well, guys, I apologize for the crappy lighting, but I'm working with what I got here because I want to get this outro banged out and I want to edit this video tonight to get it out to you guys tomorrow. But anyway, that was amazing. I ended up getting on that beautiful brown trout at the end. I was thinking this video wasn't going to really be anything too special because all I caught was a couple tiny little rainbow trout, but then that gorgeous brown trout came through clutch and just ate right at the last minute on the last day there. So that was freaking awesome, and I just couldn't be happier with that catch. That was one of the better browns I've pulled out of the Arkansas River, and actually I think my first brown trout this winter. So, or like cold season I should say. It's late fall right now, but yeah, that was just awesome. So anyway, guys, if you enjoy my content, please go ahead, hit like and subscribe, comment if you want, and that's about all I got to say. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll see you on the water.